Hi, I'm Nolan, and this is James.
I am thick. He's much, much thicker than me. I'm just kidding. I'm thick and he's thicker.
Yeah, and we're talking about the NFL draft. But before we do that, we're gonna introduce ourselves. I'm Nolan, and I like baseball. And my favorite teams are the Miami Dolphins, the Miami Heat, and the Miami Marlins. And James,
I'm James. I'm a Suns fan, and I like the Celtics and I like the Jets. So
and we're
yeah, I have a
both
pretty
high
sad
school
football team.
students that are freshmen currently.
Yeah.
And so for what we're gonna talk about first, we're gonna go pick by pick and give them grades, talk about the players and how we think if they're gonna be busts or good or not. So we're gonna start with the first overall pick, Caleb Williams.
Yep.
James, you go first for Caleb
For
Williams.
some reason, this man thinks Caleb Williams is a
No, you gotta
bust,
go back. Talk about
but
your stuff first.
no, Caleb Williams. I mean, he's one of the most highly touted quarterbacks in a very long time. I don't see why he
Yeah.
won't be wonderful in the NFL. He's going into a Bears organization where he's has Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Romo Dunze, and then they just picked up a running back, didn't they?
Um, I think so.
Yeah, so
Oh yeah, it's DeAndre Swift,
yeah,
yes.
exactly. So he's got a huge team around him. I'm pretty sure he'll do pretty fine there. And
Yeah.
honestly, even if he does have a bad rookie year, he'll still be carried by the rest of
I
his
will
team.
give him this. He definitely has a better team than Bryce Young had last year, and that will be helpful. Um, I don't really like him as much. I think he's gonna be a Johnny Manziel type player. Honestly, I'll give this grade a B. Because I do have a quarterback that is better than him that they should have taken, in my opinion. Obviously, he was more hyped around, but I do think he'll be more of a Johnny Manziel type player. He's too cocky and all that. Let's move to the second pick. We're gonna move to Jaden Daniels, quarterback from LSU. I am gonna give this grade an A. I think he's the best quarterback in this draft class. He came from winning Heisman last year, and he's a great guy all around. He's really interests me. I love that he can run the ball and pass the ball, kind of similar to Lamar, and it's really interesting. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, Jaden Daniels, he can, like you said, he can run, he can pass. He's like Lamar Jackson 2.0. He's going into the Washington Commanders. So I don't know how well he's going to do, but obviously they're going to build a team around him because if he's going to be their franchise quarterback, they're going to put him as the center of their focus. And yeah,
Yep.
hopefully he can do pretty well there.
Uh-huh.
So
With the third overall pick, the Patriots selected Drake May, quarterback from NC State. I don't think he'll be great. I think after Belichick left him in this offseason, I don't think he'll be as great. And I mean, I think he'll be another mediocre QB that the Patriots got after Mac Jones left to the Jaguars this offseason. Honestly, I'm gonna give it a B plus grade. I do think that it's a little bit better than Caleb Williams because I think Caleb Williams has a better built team around him than him. But I think that he won't be as successful in the NFL. And yeah, but yeah,
I mean, I
B.
like Drake May because I like his name. Drake reminds me of long, juicy things. So I'm pretty sure he'll be all right. But no, I mean, he's top three in the draft. So obviously, I'm not gonna hate on him for being
Yeah,
top three in the draft. But he is going into a Patriots organization, and in my opinion, if he had Bill Belichick there, he would be a great quarterback.
yeah,
But losing Bill Belichick, hopefully they can still pick it up and
yeah.
work with
Jared
Drake May.
Mayo is the coach there. May and Mayo
Yeah.
is the two new
Oh
guys
yeah,
there.
exactly. Yeah.
So that's very interesting.
So, but yeah, I think he'll do pretty good. They just gotta make sure they put all the focus on him.
hmm With the fourth overall pick, the Arizona Cardinals selected Marvin Harrison Jr.,
Mhm.
wide receiver.
That was a great pick.
I think he's one of the best picks in the draft. I think it's a great pick. I mean, obviously this wide receiver class is stacked, but all three guys could be the best wide receiver in this class and maybe even the best in the NFL. I really like what they got. And honestly, I'm gonna give this grade an A too because he's really talented and we've known that for a while and he's shown it too. And I think it'll be a great match with Kyle Murray.
Yeah, one thing that I look at Marvin Harrison is that I mean he's put at number fourth in the draft, but arguably he is literally the same level as Caleb Williams in
Yeah,
terms of how highly touted he is as a wide
yeah.
receiver. But I
Well,
think what's going to be huge about him is this is going to answer a lot of questions for Kyler Murray. He's got a great
mhm.
receiver, and now if Kyler Murray still can't step up and be a good quarterback, then I don't
Yeah,
think he's right for the Arizona
I
Cardinals.
do agree with that. Kyler Murray, he did well with Hopkins when he was there, but After Hawkins left, he's not seen the same ever since then. So will
Plays
he
too much Call of
change?
Duty.
Yeah. With the fifth overall pick, the Los Angeles Chargers selected Joe Alt, an offensive tackle. I don't like this pick at all. You have no receivers. Quentin Johnson's your wide receiver one, who was absolutely garbage last year. I don't think he'll step up as much. Herbert, I mean, he's a good quarterback, but I think Malik Neighbors would have been the better pick here. Honestly, I'm gonna give this. Although I do think Joe Alt is one of the best offensive linemen in the draft, the best offensive lineman in the draft, and that he'll be probably a Hall of Famer when he retires. I think he'll be one of the greatest linemen. He looks amazing already from what I've seen,
Holy glaze.
and but I think I'll give this grade a C plus as of now because I don't like that he went to the Chargers. I think Malik Neighbors would have been a way better pick. What are
Yeah, I
your
think
thoughts?
for the Chargers, I don't know if they're planning on trading for a receiver or,
Yeah.
but if they're putting all their faith in Quentin Johnston, I'm not gonna really think they're gonna be a great team this year.
Um,
They'll have protection for Herbert, but he doesn't have anybody to throw to.
yeah,
So
and the running game's gone too with Eckler gone.
exactly.
With the sixth overall pick, the New York Giants, they selected Malik Neighbors. I really like this pick, but there's problems where they do need a quarterback. Um, their quarterback is Daniel Jones, and he's absolutely garbage. I think he's one of the was the most overrated quarterback in the 2022 season because he ended up getting paid $40 million a season, which is absolutely stupid. Um, I think Malik Neighbors will be a good player. They don't have a good O line though, so that's another thing you have to watch out. I don't remember exactly who they drafted in the later rounds. They could have been some O linemen, but the Giants aren't really a good team. I think Malik Neighbors will be good though, so I'm gonna give it a B. What are your thoughts?
Well, honestly, Daniel Jones, I remember there was like this slight window in like the 2022-23 season where
Yeah,
everybody thought he could really be something special. That went away quickly
that one. Yeah,
because he just, I don't feel like he's ready for that level. Malik Neighbors, if there's any chance of him getting brought up to that level, Malik Neighbors is the answer. But
hmm
in my opinion, when you have players like Marvin Harrison and Malik Neighbors in the top two receivers, and I kind of feel bad for them because they're going to quarterbacks who I feel like could be better for their careers, but hopefully they'll still be able to step up.
yeah. With the seventh overall pick, the Tennessee Titans, they selected JC Latham. And this pick was questionable to a lot of people, I heard. As they thought they could have gotten Joe Alt, which was also a surprise pick, could have gone to the Giants. I predicted that Joe Alt would have gone to the Titans, but JC Latham was the next best tackle that they had on their board. And all around, I think he's a decent O lineman. They just picked up Calvin Ridley, so it makes sense they wouldn't go Rome Odunze here. And defensively, I think there was not many people good on the board at that time that they needed, as they already had a good defensive line already from what I've seen. But I think it was a good pickup as the next best O lineman drafted on the draft board. I'll give it a B, honestly. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, honestly, them taking JC Allen really shows you how desperate they are for an offensive line because
Yeah,
they obviously going into the draft they had the plan of Joe Alt in their minds, and then the Titans surprise pick there, which I don't agree with, but still he's gonna be a good player. So
yeah.
JC Latham, he got lucky, he goes early in the draft, and that just shows they really need an they need
Yeah,
really an
they
offensive
did.
lineman.
I think they're trying to protect Will Levis a lot this year and see what he's got. With the next pick, a really surprising one
Oh my
here.
God.
Michael Penix Jr. to the Atlanta
JJ McCarthy on the
Falcons.
board and you're still taking
And they
Penix.
took Penix over JJ McCarthy, which surprised everybody, even Falcons fans. I saw on the internet absolutely terrible pick. I think that he could have fell farther in the draft, maybe 20th pick, maybe I had him going the second round even. But I guess they were really desperate for a quarterback, even though they picked up Kirk Cousins this offseason and they had Rome Odunze right in front of them. And I think it was a bad pick considering the fact they have no receivers as of now. And they have the next couple years to draft a QB. I mean, they have to go Penix now? Honestly, I'm gonna give this a C plus. I do think Penix does have potential to be good. They're gonna give him the Jordan Love treatment, which I don't think is a terrible idea. I just don't understand why at that point in time, why they would give Kirk Cousins no weapons when he needs them. What are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
I don't understand how all the people could be could all the everybody could have been so wrong that everybody was saying Dallas Turner. It was all over the websites,
Yeah.
and there was all the predictions. Nobody thought Michael Penix,
Mhm.
but yeah. Hope I don't. I guess that's the pick they chose. Hopefully that it works out for them. But there's other positions they could have improved on instead of that.
Yeah. With the next pick, the ninth pick, the Bears got Rome Odunze, wide receiver, and I really like this pick. Their team is just stacked now in offense. It really depends on their defense now. And I think this is a great pick to match their team. Because Keenan Allen's got 1 or 2 years left, and then he'll be up and coming. DJ Moore and Rome Odunze will be running the Bears with Caleb Williams. I think this is a good pick all around. Um, I think he'll be a good receiver. I think I'm gonna give this a B plus. I mean, he's not bad. I really liked him, and yeah.
I don't know, man. You got two receivers, DJ Moore and Keenan Allen. I just feel like there's other positions they could have improved on. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you do have Keenan Allen. He's going to be gone soon. He's getting old, but
Uh,
I feel like there's another draft class coming up, and this year is solely focused on just making Caleb Williams better. So
mhm.
you have two receivers, and then you could improve on the offensive line, or I mean, even the defense. Dallas Turner fell back. I mean, maybe take him for the defense, try to get the ball back for Caleb Williams, but I don't know. I guess that's what they chose.
Yeah. With the 10th pick, there was a trade, and the Vikings traded with the New York Jets to draft JJ McCarthy, which a lot of people expected to happen. A lot of people expected the Vikings to trade for JJ McCarthy, but the part that was confusing was they only traded up one pick. They could have just stayed where they were and probably drafted him because with the next pick, we'll obviously explain it in a second. But yeah, which was very confusing why they just traded up, wasted a couple draft picks just to go up one spot. But I think it's not a bad pick. I think JJ McCarthy will be good after just winning the national championship in college with Michigan. And I think it'll be very exciting to see with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, and with their new pickup, Aaron Jones and TJ Hawkinson, which will be a very exciting offense to watch. But yeah, I'm gonna give this a probably a B. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't. Once again, I disagree with the trade. I don't think the Jets were planning on drafting a quarterback anyway, so I don't really understand why they traded. But I'm a Jets fan,
Mhm.
so they got more picks for it. I don't agree with the Jets pick, but we'll get to that after this. JJ McCarthy, they obviously need a quarterback. They have Justin Jefferson for him to throw to,
Yeah,
and then they have another pick later in the end, or they trade that one.
they had another
Yeah,
pick
they had another
later.
pick later in the round. So no, I think it was a I don't think it was a good decision on the trade, but I think the pick itself was a good decision.
Yeah. With the 11th pick, the New York Jets, they selected
Oh
Olu
my God.
Fashanu,
Oh my
offensive
God.
lineman. That was really surprising. They had
This
Brock
is
Bowers right in their hand.
exactly.
They could have easily gotten him, which they a position they needed, but it also makes sense that they went for depth at the O line after they've had serious injuries. Maybe it was a smart move, but maybe it wasn't because who's Aaron Rodgers going to throw to? But if you're gonna protect Aaron Rodgers, who's he gonna throw to? But if you're not gonna protect him, then I don't know how he's gonna
I
throw.
don't think he's gonna have many passing yards in fourth place.
Yeah,
Um,
but honestly, I'll give this grade a B minus. I mean, I think he has potential to be good. I do think it was a bit early to draft him though, just like JC Latham. But yeah, B minus would I'd give him.
yeah, we all know the depressing story of Aaron Rodgers falling on the fourth play.
I think it was a very interesting
No, I
story
thought it
from
was
a
very
Dolphins fan.
sad.
From a
I'm
Dolphins
a
fan.
Jets fan, so I think this is very sad. Yeah, I'm a
Yeah,
Jets
we got a
fan.
big rivalry between us two.
Yeah, which is exactly why I hate Tua.
Oh, funny.
But
Tua is the
no.
greatest quarterback in the league.
Uh,
With the
Please,
next pick,
if there's any comments, please set this man straight. Aaron Rodgers is by far the greatest of all. No, I'm just
with the next
kidding.
pick, with the 12th pick, the Denver Broncos selected Bo Nix. Terrible pick. You guys could have gotten traded in the second round and got him. No one was gonna draft him in the draft at all until the second round. He's what he's like 25, 26 years old. He's shouldn't be in
Basically,
college football still and just got drafted. I think he won't be a good player at all. And plus the Broncos, they really have no one to throw to, or as of now, they just traded Jerry Jeudy this offseason. Cortland Sutton's their one, and they don't have anything at any other position to really do. PS2 might leave after this year. Justin Simmons, I don't even know what happened to him. But I think this overall, I'm gonna give this a C minus. I don't like the pick at all.
I'm assuming we have to keep this podcast PG, so I
as
can't.
much as we can.
Okay, I can't make my joke then. Okay, no, I think that was a horrible pick. But on the so first of all, well, Bo Nix, he's like 25. Michael Penix was too, doesn't he? I think he's in like the later
Yeah,
years of his
he's
life.
24,
24. Okay,
but
yeah,
Bo Nix is the oldest QB in the draft.
yeah. So that was obviously a reach. I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally could have traded in the second round and got him.
Yeah, even without the trade, you don't know where he's gonna fall. But
Uh,
I feel like the only reason that I can think of is that they saw quarterbacks going fast and they just want him to snatch him up. But
yeah.
in my opinion, I'd rather just try to get some other positions because
Mm,
he doesn't have any other weapons or help on his team.
yeah. With the next pick, wait, who's was selected? Oh yeah, this pick that we all hated. Both James and I. It was Brock Bowers to the Raiders. Very questionable pick, considering the fact they chose Michael Myers last season, right?
I don't even know
Yeah,
his name.
it's
I don't
Michael
even
Myers in the
care.
second
The
round,
Jets
who
had Brock
wasn't even
Bowers at the
terrible.
Browns.
And I really liked him. I thought he could go to the Colts or the Jets or the Dolphins, one of those three teams, maybe even the
Of
Bengals.
course, the Dolphins. Yeah.
Yeah. But I really questionable to the Raiders. It surprised everyone. It was the second pick. Everyone was like, wow. After the Michael Penix pick, obviously, and the Bo Nix. But it really was surprising. I mean, you had other holes you had to fill, but you went to tight end, which you already have. It's just not a smart pick at all. I'd give it like a C.
Yeah, when I look at this pick, I see just like a chain reaction throughout the draft. First, you have Joe Alt, and then that causes the Titans to grab JC Lavin, which messes up the if they want just wanted an offensive tackle, they'd have to reach for Olu Fashanu. Now you also have Penix going to the Falcons instead of Dallas Turner, which messes up the whole QB class. Everybody's scrambling for QBs, so the Broncos try to reach for Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Brock Bowers falls back, and now the Raiders have him for some reason. I don't know why. So yeah,
Yeah.
this is a chain reaction. It's really interesting.
Yeah, it's just causing everything to collapse and all that. With the next pick, though, I kind of like it. Tyrese Fuaga to the Saints. That's how you pronounce his name? Yeah, Tyrese Fuaga. Old lineman. I don't know much about him, but I heard he's pretty good. So I think he'll be a good addition for Derek
From his
Carr.
unnamed sources,
Yeah.
he said he's very good.
I heard he was good. No, according to NFL, I looked at his scouting grade
Oh, okay,
and I saw his combine grade too. It was pretty
okay.
good. I think he was like the third offensive tackle or fourth, one of their obviously one of the top offensive tackles as this one was stacked. But I like the pick. It was very interesting. I predicted they would get an alignment. They also had a good pick later. But since we're not going to talk about it, I'll talk about it now. Kool-Aid, I like the pick a lot
I
there.
like his
It's a
name.
good pick. But back to the guy, Tyrese Fuaga, I'd give it a B probably. He's not a bad pick. I think they might have reached a bit, but obviously all the linemen were taken off the board at that point. So yeah.
Yeah, I'd give him. This is the first time I've graded something all podcast, but yeah, B. I'd give him the same thing. That was a good. Huh?
Your computer turned off.
All right,
Cut
well,
this. Oh no.
now it's on. Yeah,
There we go. Sorry. But
great job, Nolan. All right. Anyway, yeah, Tully Schwager, he's a good pick. They needed offensive tackle, and he was the best one on the board. Yeah, I mean, it's a good pick. That's really all I got to say about that.
Yeah, with the next pick, this one surprised a lot after I think they got Brock Bowers if he fell here. They got Latu, who is very interesting considering the fact you still had Dallas Turner on the board
Yeah, that was first
and
defensive player to go. I don't
first
know.
defensive player in the entire draft to go, which is insane. There's 14 guys that were on offense drafted before. A very good offensive class here, but also good defensively, which is why everyone was surprised. With Dallas Turner on the board, apparently they didn't expect him to fall, and so they didn't know much about him. So I don't think that's why they drafted him. I bet they wanted Latu if Brock Bowers got drafted to the Jets is what they predicted, but obviously it was surprised. Honestly, I'll give it a B plus. He's not bad. I predicted he'd still go top 15. He's really talented. I've seen some of the highlights he's had, and I think he might be good for the Colts. It's a good addition considering the fact they need defense, but they also need offense. But with Anthony Richardson being able to run and pass the ball, I think it's still a good idea to do that.
You shouldn't wear your sweatshirt so people can see you're thicker.
All right, come on.
Trust me, he's much thicker. Wow,
Okay.
it's amazing. Oh no, lie to. I don't know. I tried to look online to see if like there was like bad reports coming in on Dallas Turner or why anybody would have skipped him,
Yeah.
but no, no, I couldn't see anything. I don't know if like they were smoking crack in the booth and they were taking the pick, but it was
James, cut that out. We no cussing.
that was a cuss,
You said F word.
huh?
You said there was crack in the booth.
Smoking.
No, you said the F word.
I did.
Yes, you it
All
slipped
right.
out.
Okay, we'll bleep it out.
Yeah. All right, we'll cut that out. Don't worry. But
Okay,
keep going.
whatever.
But yeah.
My bad.
All right, but yeah, as James said, I don't know what they were doing there. They could have had Dallas Turner, and a ton of teams could have, but they obviously failed to get him. But with the next pick, we have Byron Murphy. I predicted this right before he got picked. I knew he was going to go there from the beginning. That's one of the players I predicted that would get drafted. The Seahawks would draft. I think he's really talented. I think he will be a pretty good pickup for the Seahawks, as they already have a good enough offense. Besides quarterback, obviously. I guess they're sticking with Gino for another year. But
Timo Swift's washed.
also I'm gonna give it a B grade. Not my favorite pick in the draft, but I just knew it just felt like something was gonna happen. What are your thoughts
No,
on
he
it?
was the best player for them to pick at that point. I think he
Yeah,
was a great pick. And yeah, they're sticking with Geno for another year. I don't. I mean, if I was the Seahawks at this point, Geno Smith's good, but you need a franchise quarterback.
but there's none on the
Yeah,
board,
exactly. There's none on the
so
board.
that's
That's the
probably why it
problem.
was the best
That's
pick
the
for them.
problem. In my opinion, if Bo Nix or anybody was on the board, I would have tried to grab them, but obviously for some reason Michael
It'd
Penix.
still kind of be a reach though for
I
Bo
don't
Nix
know.
at that point.
In my eyes, man, Geno Smith, you can't. I mean, he's so old and he's so.
Mhm.
I don't think he's going to take them to the playoffs, and obviously that's their goal. So I think they're just, yeah, I don't know. But I do like the pick of Byron Murphy. He's a good pick.
Yeah. Um, Next pick, the Vikings traded up and got Dallas Turner right here. They traded up from like the
Mhm.
26th pick, and finally he was
Good
drafted.
pick. Good
And it's a
pick.
good pick. Should have been drafted at 8, but was drafted at, I'm pretty sure,
18.
18,
Yeah, that was
17,
ridiculous.
something like that. Yeah,
18.
17. But I mean, finally, I think he's a great pick. He's absolutely talented. I think he's one of the best in this class at the position, or the best at his class in the position, and one of the best defensive players in the draft in total. But he's really skilled. I've seen some highlights from him, and I've seen his combine graph, or I've seen stuff about him, and he looks
He's seen
talented.
stuff. He's looked at the
But
balls
I'm
in
gonna
his
give it.
pants. He likes
I'm
it.
gonna get it. Probably a B or A minus actually, because he fell to them and it was perfect. They thought trading up would be a great idea. What are your thoughts, James?
um, no, I think it was I think it was a good pick. That's
Yeah,
I don't really have man.
much to say.
Yeah, no, I think that was a good pick.
Yeah. With the next pick, the Bengals selected various Mims. I feel like he just fits their team perfectly. They need an old lineman for Joe Burrow's help. So he keeps getting injured every now and then, and I think it's perfect. I really like Avarius Mims. Seems talented. I'm pretty sure he's from Georgia, and
Yeah.
he's like I don't know. I think he's one of the best linemen in the class, but obviously there's a ton. Um, just fits the scheme well. I'm gonna give it an A minus. It's a good.
Yeah, I think Amarius Mims, they need an offensive lineman. Joe Burrow,
Hmm.
try to keep him healthy. And Amarius Mims seemed like he was like out of the top tier offensive lineman, he was like the last section, last person in that section. So I think they were lucky to get him. What? No,
Hurt.
no, I did varietal acid reflux there from eating all those chips. You can see why I'm thick. No, trust me, he eats a lot more. He drags me to McDonald's
Oh
every
my
time.
God. No, I don't. I can't even drive.
I just said drags me.
Oh no, you dragged me. Oh my God, this kid. All right.
I
With
need
the
to get
next
myself
pick,
thicker.
the Rams selected Jared Verse and Edge, another great pick right here. They needed defense after Aaron Donald retired last year. And I bet offensively they'll improve. They already are going to improve with Kyrene and hopefully a full year of Matthew Stafford. But yeah, I really like it. And I think it's a good pick because Aaron Donald did just retire. And obviously, it shocked the world. He was still really talented for his age and he looks talented to me. So I'm gonna give it probably a B plus.
Yeah, Jared Verse, obviously, like you said, they need another defensive player on that line. So he was the best defensive player available, but also, I mean, he was probably I feel like, in my opinion, so, you're gonna see this later, but I feel like there was other defensive players that could have been picked before him. But what's so interesting is that in the draft, there's so many different perspectives. So like when one team's gonna pick something, somebody else is gonna think something, and then somebody else is gonna think a different thing, causing them to pick that, and then like
Yeah.
it's there's too much math involved, you know?
Yeah. With the next pick, the Pittsburgh Steelers selected Troy Fatnawa. I really like this pick. Needed a line. I do feel like they could have gone to corner, which there was none that taken off the board at that point, which was this was a really talented
How did
cornerback
Keon
class.
Mitchell fall that light? Oh, he was supposed to go to the Broncos. That's why.
Yeah, but it was really talented class of corners, but they had a line, I guess there, so they wanted to go him. Um Me personally, I would have gone corner there. I mean, to prove that, I mean, the defense is already talented, so I guess it is a good pick. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I would have gone corner too. I do want to talk about the corner class because I feel like something that I feel like I have a unique perspective on like this top three. I have Cooper DeJean and I have Terry Arnold and then I have what's it called Keon Mitchell, and they're like all right
Yeah,
together.
right.
I feel like either one could be the best corner in the draft, and I just don't
Mhm.
know. But they're all spaced apart because the draft is filled with so many good prospects this year.
Yeah. With the next pick, the Miami Dolphins, they got Chop Robinson. I love this pick.
Of course you do.
I didn't know much about him at first. I'm gonna be totally honest. I looked more into him. I did see he did get an injury this year that kind of held him back, but I like that he's super quick
Yeah,
on the
fits right
edge.
in with the rest of
It
the
fits
Dolphins
perfectly
players.
in with the Dolphins in total.
Meaning his injuries.
He's super quick. No, not the injuries. You cannot be talking. You're a Jets fan. You want to talk about Aaron Rodgers? You want to talk about all that?
Talk about your entire defensive line collapsing last year.
Okay, which is why we went there. And Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb already on the edge, and now you got Chop Robinson, a bunch of speed right there. Speed kills, like they say. I'm gonna give this an A minus. I do think they should have gone to O line to protect Tua more, but
Of course you do.
I think that it was perfect. But yeah,
And he with that with like a screaming and screeching emoji. No, so look, um, yeah, no, Trav Robinson, biased aside, was a good pick, but the injuries obviously that's the one thing that's
yeah.
gotta concern me. But other than that, it was a good pick.
That's been a concern with every player. It started with Tua in 2020 when he had the rib injury that he didn't play until like week 9, I'm pretty sure. And ever since then, they've had injury guys who like, oh, but they're gonna get injured all the time. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. And well, I guess we'll have to figure out what's gonna happen with Chop.
Yeah,
And it's this cool name too, Chop. But
yeah, very much so. Wonderful, Nolan.
with the next pick, the first cornerback was drafted off the board. Finally, Kenyon Mitchell to the Eagles.
Good pick, good
An
pick.
absolute great corner, one of the best in the league.
Yeah, I think Keon Mitchell was a great pick. No, I mean he fell in the draft is obviously a
Yeah.
steal. I had them going like Cooper
I'm
DeJean
gonna
or somebody like Terry and
yeah.
Arnold or somebody. So
I'm
yeah,
gonna give this a pick an A. I mean, it's a great pick. I had them getting Kool-Aid. I had all those corners off the board already. Um, this is an insane draft. Like no one expected half of this stuff to happen.
mm.
And hold on a second. There we go.
No one needs a private moment.
James is showing me something real quick. Breaking news: a trade just happened. The Jets traded Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, right, sure.
Yeah. All right. With the
I
next
totally
pick,
believe that.
the Jacksonville Jaguars, they selected Brian Thomas Jr. Calvin Ridley just left them. All Christian Kirk is left. I do like the three though. I forgot his name from last year. He was very talented. Zay Jones or something like that.
Yeah, Zay Jones. Yeah,
Yeah, he's very talented. I think he's underrated. I think he would have been a perfectly fine too, but I guess they decided to go Brian Thomas Jr. I think he's the fourth best wide receiver in the class. That
he's
he's
pretty
pretty
tall, right?
talented.
Isn't he tall? I
I
think he's
think
like six
so.
foot three or something. I could
Here,
be confusing him with somebody else, but I thought he was pretty tall.
yeah, was a duo with Mike Neighbors last season at LSU and Jaden Daniels. And yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was a decent pick. I do feel like they could have gone everywhere else except wide receiver because I don't know why that's the number one worry. But I'll give it probably like a B minus. He's a good wide receiver.
Siri, how tall is Brian Thomas Jr.?
Here we go.
Hey, 6'3". Exactly.
That's like every wide receiver.
No, but every wide receiver is not 6'3". They're like 5'9", 5'11", sometimes 6 foot.
That's like Tyreek Hill, and that's it.
Have you looked at everybody else in the draft class?
They're all like 6'1".
No.
Okay, whatever. We'll move on. What are your
Marvin
thoughts on him?
Harrison is because he's tall, but not most
What
of
are your
them.
thoughts on him? Come on.
Oh, he's a good, he's a good pick. I think he's going to be sort of a Mike Williams type, but he's going to be better because not only can he head top everybody, but he's got skills. He's got route running. I think he's a good pick.
Yeah, with the next pick, the Detroit Lions, they selected another corner here. Or, well, not another. They didn't. But another corner finally went off the board. Terrion Arnold. I like this pick. He's talented, good cornerback, lockdown. I think it will fit perfectly with them. And yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like Terry Arnold. He's obviously the chain reaction once again. Keon Mitchell's falling back. This guy's falling back, and it's everybody who was chasing a corner in this draft has really been gifted something because everybody wants because the Bo Nix pick really sent everybody back, and that's really helpful to a lot of teams. So yeah, Keon Mitchell and now Terry Arnold for these two teams is really help.
yeah. With the next pick, Jordan Morgan's the Packers. I hate this pick.
No, that's
Terrible
horrible.
pick. I'm gonna give it a C. I mean, not my worst pick, obviously, because Bo Nix was. But I mean, I get it. They went O-line, but
That's what
I
I'm
feel
talking
like
about.
he's not the best O-lineman left on the board.
That's what I'm talking about. Marius Mims was at like that top tier. Any other O lineman until like the second round is going to be
Except
considered a
Jackson
reach.
Powers,
Yeah,
which
well, yeah,
totally
Jackson Powell.
fell, which
I don't
we'll
know what
talk
happened.
about here up and coming soon about some of the guys who fell and some of the guys who went early. And but I think Jordan Morgan should have not gone in the first round. May apparently they talked to him too much and they knew about him and they wanted him, I guess. But C minus or C for me. Next pick, Graham Barton, another pick I don't like. I mean, the Bucks didn't really need to go online here. Honestly, they already have a good O line. They're good receivers. They have a good team, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I guess is one of their needs, but I think their team is already good. I'll give it a C plus. I do think it was better than the Jordan Morgan pick,
Yeah, I didn't like
but
Graham Barton. If you're going to take, I mean, I suppose Jack Powers Johnson's a center, but I mean, he could be
yeah,
used inside offensive lineman. But no, I didn't. Like I said, any offensive lineman at this point in the draft is a reach. So
yeah. Um, with the 27th pick, the Cardinals got Darius Robinson. This
yeah,
pick was very confusing
yeah,
because there was some good corners left on the board still that they could have got very easily, especially one that's coming up in three picks. And I'm not a big fan of him. Honestly, I didn't know much about him before the draft, and I still don't. So maybe he could surprise us all. But I think I'll give this honestly like a C plus, maybe. I mean, after getting Marvin Harrison, I feel like you could go for more weapons for Kyler Murray. And because Marquise Brown just left, he went
yeah,
to Kansas City and maybe Gano Lyman right there. But I guess that's what they wanted, I guess, an edge.
yeah. No, yeah, Darius Robinson, obviously a reach in my opinion. I
Mhm.
think he's supposed to go like mid second round. That's where I had him going. But I think they just well, I mean, I feel like in their minds, in our minds, we could have gotten Marvin Harrison, we could have gotten some more weapons with Kyler Murray. In their minds, they're probably looking for some more for some more different picks that because they wanted to add they weren't
Yeah.
looking for depth in one position, they were looking for a variety of positions to improve on. And I
Yeah.
think that's why they went Darius Robinson.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. With the next pick, the Chiefs traded up into the 29th pick, something like that, 28th
Yeah.
pick, with the Buffalo Bills and got Xavier Worthy. I like this pick, fits their scheme totally perfectly. Basically, a replacement for Tyreek Hill. Um, and I think he's going to be pretty good. Probably the fifth or fourth best wide receiver in this class, close with Brian Robinson. I wanted him on the Dolphins, not gonna lie, but
I wanted everybody on the Dolphins.
Yeah, but except QBs. I don't want any QBs on the Dolphins other than Tua.
No, of course.
But I do think that it was a good pick for them. I think everyone expected it. He was like a perfect fit for their scheme and everything.
Yeah, I mean now they have
Honestly, I'll
so
give it a B plus.
Rasheed. 'Cause this is all Rasheed Rice, right?
Yeah,
Yes, they
Rasheed
have Rasheed
Rice,
Rice, Kelsey, Marquise
Marquise
Brown,
Brown.
Xavier Worthy, all different kinds of weapons that they have there, which is perfectly for Patrick Mahomes. And I think the point of that was their receiver, like from
That
what
was
they
one of their weakest positions coming
exactly
into the
they were trying to
offseason.
rebuild their receiving core with Marquise
Hmm.
Brown on the trade, Xavier Worthy, and like the fastest. What was the timing? It was like 4.21 or something
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. Four
He
two
was
one.
and yeah,
Insane.
the fastest person like in history, I think. So
Yeah.
that's definitely gonna add an element to
With the
speaking
next
of.
pick, another reach by the Dallas Cowboy. Well, Tyler Guyton. I don't like this pick at all. Could have fell to
Oh my
them probably in
God.
the second round, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest. I guess everyone was needy of an offensive lineman this offseason. They have Zach Martin already. They already have one of the top lines in the league. You could have improved at several other positions, including defense. You could have gone a wide receiver here because there's several wide receivers that are decent on the
Huge wide
board
receiver
left.
class in this draft.
I know, and with Brandon Cooks almost retiring soon because he's how old he is. I don't even know if he's still on the team.
Yeah, no, obviously, even if Brandon Cooks was still there,
Yeah,
he's
he's
not a
not a
number
good
one weapon.
two.
I
He's
mean, they
not a
have
good
CeeDee
two.
Lamb, they have Brandon Cooks, so obviously, yeah, I think they
Yeah.
could have gone receiver Taylor. They could have gone anybody but Tyler Guyton. Tyler
Hmm.
Guyton's not good. Got a good pick.
Yeah. With the next pick, the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, that's who it was.
Yeah,
They selected Nate Wiggins, cornerback out of Clemson. I really not a big fan of this pick, but it's a decent pick. Um, but I think he's the one of the best corners in the class, obviously. I don't understand why they went defense here. You needed a wide receiver more because I don't
I don't know. Zay
after,
Flowers, I
but
like
you
him.
can't have just one wide receiver. You
That's
have to
true.
have a duo or a
Yeah.
trio. And I really think that's why they should have gone wide receiver here. I don't know anything about their later picks. Maybe they could have gone a decent wide receiver that we don't know about.
What is that like cornerback rating? Do you know like how like do you know what they have back there in
I don't
the
know, but they
secondary?
had like one of the best secondaries last year, which is why I thought
Okay.
this pick was very
Yeah, that was
questionable.
interesting. I feel like they could have
Um,
gone receiver. They could have gone a couple
yeah,
other positions that need improvement.
yeah,
I do like yeah. If their secondary is that good, I don't know. That's more.
yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna give it a B minus because he is pretty good still. Can't change the fact from that. Next pick, I hated this pick. I don't understand why they went to it. Ricky Pearsall, to the 49ers. There was plenty of good wide receivers left on the board. I think he was one of the least known. Um, I'm just not a big fan of this. He's not very good from what I've heard. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. But I think there's plenty of other good options on the board, and I think he's pretty talented. And honestly, I'm gonna give it like a C plus. What are you gonna give him?
No,
Currently on the
I don't
team.
like that pick. There's other receivers that were better on the board for sure.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe
It,
the only thing I can think of is maybe they thought he would like fit well with their scheme or something, but I
yeah.
don't know.
This leads into the next pick, as a receiver that was better than him. The Panthers traded up with the Bills, who traded out of the first round on draft night. Um, Xavier Legette, I think he's pretty decent. I don't know much about him, but I think he's one of the best options. I think it was a great pick by them to draft, go into the first rounds and get a wide receiver because Bryce Young will need help after doing terrible last year and being the worst team somehow.
And
Back-to-back
still
season.
not getting the number one pick. That's sad.
I know, and you had to trade away your number one pick to the Bears, and that was probably the worst trade of all time.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Bryce Young just walked into a trap.
I know. But I think it was I think it was a good pick. Help Bryce Young with some weapons this year. We'll see. But that does conclude the first round. Um, we're gonna do some steals and reaches now. We're gonna go back and forth.
Yeah,
So my first steal of the draft, I'm gonna go something easy here. Dallas Turner,
that's
an absolute
100%.
steal this draft. I
Yeah,
like the pick.
pull
Shouldn't
up.
have fell at all. Uh, but did, and it fell right into their hands.
I gotta pull up the draft right here so I can look at
Yeah.
this. Yeah. But
And
yeah.
someone that was absolute terrible pick. I'm gonna go another easy one. I'm gonna go. What's the Packers on? Jordan Morgan. I don't like the pick. Shouldn't have gone in the first round, but did anyways. But yeah. James, your turn.
Um, I like Draft Turner. I think one of the reaches in this draft that hopefully everybody agrees with me is Michael Penix Jr. What I don't first of all, JJ, if they're gonna go quarterback, you go JJ
Yeah,
McCarthy. And I mean obviously Michael Penix shows a lot of promise, but I do like JJ McCarthy going to the Falcons if they're gonna go quarterback. But Dallas Turner is somebody who they do need. They do need edge rusher. I feel like that would have been a better pick. So
yeah,
that's one of my reaches.
yeah.
So
Which one of your steals?
uh where's the draft here? Here we go. Uh, man, I don't know. I don't see. I see maybe the only thing I can think of is maybe Keon Mitchell probably.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good one.
I think Keon Mitchell. I think so. I was expecting the Eagles to go like Cooper DeJean and anything.
Yeah,
And the problem with this is that
I think all corners were steals this draft.
yeah, the problem with this is that it constantly reminds me of the Broncos because and
I know. I feel like he's a fruit.
the
Yeah.
horrible pick that they took with Bo Nix. That was that, and it just that was yeah, that was
Mm.
that
Uh,
that's
I'm gonna go something hard here and easy. With one of my steals, I'm gonna go Jackson Powers Johnson. I think he's a very underrated offensive lineman. I think he's very skillful. I think he's a big man, and I think he just looks like a great guy. I saw something on draft night in the second round, and he looked like he had some story. It was interesting. And one of my reaches, I'm gonna go another easy one for this. I'm gonna go Bo Nix. Absolutely terrible pick. Should have not gone in the first round, especially at the 12th pick. Yeah,
yeah. My one of my reaches was Tyler Guyton because basically any offensive tackle after Amarius Mims was a reach for a long time.
yeah,
There's other positions they could have improved on. There's another player that we're gonna get to that I think would have fit right into their fit scheme that I really liked. But and then one of the steals, I know this, I don't know if people are gonna agree with me on a steal, but I do like Xavier Worthy.
I do too.
I feel like a lot of people he like started out middle second round, and as we got closer to the draft, he started inching his way up. So I
Yeah,
think trading down for him to secure that pick was not a bad idea at all.
yeah, I do. I think that was a great pick. I think they wanted him from the start of the draft.
Yeah.
I feel like it just fits their scheme perfectly. Um, we're gonna do one more steal and reach each. Another steal I got. Um, Probably I'd say Kool-Aid McKinstry completely fell for the draft board. I think he'll be very talented. I think he's one of the greater corners in the draft, very underrated. Because he had to play behind Terrion Arnold, who is probably one of the best corners in the draft. Debatable for anyone, but because he had to play behind Terrion, I think Kool-Aid completely fell down the draft board, which he should have not have to the Saints, and I don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm gonna
And
give
wait, I got
or oh
another.
my
I
bad.
got
You
another.
got this.
And then reach I have is I have Ricky Pearsall. I don't like the pick at all. I think there was Xavier Legette, or there was still Xavier Legette, Adonde Mitchell, Keon Coleman. There's a ton of other talented wide receivers still on the board that I think they could have got, and they got Ricky Pearsall, which didn't like at all.
Yeah. Uh, so I'm gonna give two steals because I wanna do one, but I this is later in the third round. And I want to give a relevant one. The first one is Jatavion Sanders in the third round, who I think should have gone mid second round. For him to get picked in the third round was an absolute steal, and the team who got him, I think he was lucky to get him. I think with the right coaching, he can be something special. But then in the first round, Terry Arnold, of course, and then any cornerback really for the next like five picks, or I'm sorry, for the next like three cornerbacks was really a steal. And then the reach, I got to go Jordan Morgan, from
I went
Arizona.
that too.
Yeah, so that's really I don't want to go too far in this into the second round, so that I'm just gonna stick with that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now we're gonna be doing both the Dolphins and Jets draft picks since we're both. He's a Jets fan. I'm a Dolphins fan,
Yeah.
obviously. We're gonna start with the Dolphins picks. Chop Robinson, we already talked about. I like the pick. Very underrated. Next guy. I just forgot his name. I remembered it. Patrick Paul. That I didn't even have to look. I really like Patrick Paul. Um, I I don't understand why he's getting a lot of hate for the pick. I really think it was a great pick in general. I guess he could have fell in the draft a bit, but I don't fully know what happened. But I think I like the pick. He fits perfectly with the Dolphins. I think that's what the problem was. People weren't saying he fits with the Dolphins, but I think he looks talented. Um, yeah. And then Jalen Wright, one of my favorite running backs in the class, because he fits perfectly with Dolphins.
I feel
Speed
like everybody fits different.
kills. Speed
Fits different.
kills. This guy ran the fastest, I'm pretty sure the fastest 40-yard dash by a running back this draft class. And he's very fast. The Dolphins have three running backs that ran under
Yeah.
440 in the draft, which is absolutely outrageous.
So it was because it was. Did they still have Raheem?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mostert,
they have Mostert,
Achan,
Achane in this guy. I
right.
don't know. I feel like
I
this is a waste of a pick, man. They have two really good running backs, and this
But
guy could.
he fell down to the like third round. There was not as many talented guys on the board. He was very talented and still there.
Yeah.
And maybe they're planning to because Raheem Mostert's got 1 year of his contract left before he's gonna be gone forever. I
Yeah.
mean he's like 32, 33, and I think they're trying to stay with the 1-2 punch because it worked very well this past year, clearly.
Yeah, I like the speed, but here's the thing: speed does kill, but you gotta have two. If you're gonna have two running backs, you gotta have somebody who is gonna be able to push the pile on fourth and goal.
Nah,
So, I
I
mean,
do agree with that. You gotta have a big man that can just push
I don't
through.
know who's that. Do they have a fullback?
If Alec Ingold, he's a
Yeah,
stud.
he might
He's
be
the
eligible.
best one of the best fullbacks in the entire
He could,
league.
yeah, exactly. He could be that guy to push the
Yeah,
goal line.
Alec
So
Ingold's very talented. He almost won Walter Payton Man of the Year this past year. I think he's a very nice guy
yeah,
on off the field. From what I've heard. Um, Another pick we have Mohamed Kamara. I don't know about him, so I'm just not going to talk about him. But I do want to get to this guy, Malik Washington. He was third in receiving yards last year in all of college football. Fell to them in the sixth round. And I really like this pick. I hope he's our wide receiver three. If he is, that's a total steal for being a wide receiver three in the draft at the sixth round. At this point, everyone's like just gonna be all right in the future, probably. No one really talented. And Malik Washington, I really like him. He seems talented. I think he was in college for what 4 to 5 years. Yeah, he was all ACC and all American. And I really like the pick. Another pick I'm not going to talk about, Patrick McMormis, the safety. This is a guy I also want to talk about, Taj Washington. He was a all pro honorable mention this past year, and I really like him. He's pretty good. I went two receivers, both with the last name Washington, but I do think he won't be as talented because he went to USC with Caleb Williams and he wasn't really a wide receiver one, so he never got that true wide receiver one experience. Uh, Now we're gonna be moving on to the New York Jets picks, and I'm gonna let James talk about them, and I'll go in. We
all
already
right,
talked
yeah.
about Olu Fashanu.
Olubashanu,
All right,
Malachi
Malachi.
Corley. I love this pick. I do. I actually like this pick. Malachi Corley. I feel like he's a steal. He fell back into the draft. They got him at the They traded up to get him because they knew he was coming up. So I think it's a really good pick. They showed some clips.
He
He has a
definitely
really,
fell.
huh?
He fell.
Yeah, he fell. He has some really good abilities. He has really good footwork. That's what I saw in his highlights.
Mm.
He has really good footwork. His ability to stay in bounds is really good. And so what I see a lot of the Jets plays, I don't know if they changed up their playbook, but when they had Braxton Berrios and players like that who were fast, they ran a lot of outside plays. Being able to stay in bounds and your footwork is a huge thing on those plays. So
Yeah, it
that's really
is. It
key.
really is. Um, Braylon Allen,
Braylon Allen,
running back,
yeah, running back. So I don't know. They have Brees Hall, but obviously they do need somebody to back them up.
1-2
So
punch, like
yeah,
Colin
exactly. That's a
said.
good it's a good idea. If they train once again, when you get into the later rounds, it's all about either talent or it's coaching, or it's both.
Or
You
backups.
need or backups.
Or
You
first safety.
need for somebody to be a starter in the late round, you need talent or you need coaching. One
Yeah.
of those things has to bring that person up because
Yeah.
unless you're in the top tier of the picks, you gotta be coached or you gotta have a lot of talent.
Hmm. And then their next pick, Jordan Travis. What are your thoughts on him?
Uh,
I'm really interesting to hear this.
I don't even know what position he is. What position is he?
Quarterback.
Quarterback.
Remember from
Oh, I
Florida?
remember him. I remember him. Okay. All right. So all right. So I like this pick and I don't. Um Actually, no, I do like this pick. So first of all, I need to talk about Zach Wilson, and I need to talk about how
Here we
how
go.
how happy I am that he is finally off my team, and I just have to thank
He's gonna
everybody.
retire a Jet.
I'm so happy he's gone, and I feel like every Jets fan can take a breath of fresh air after that.
Yeah.
Um, Jordan Travis, hopefully he's not anything like Zach Wilson. If he is, they need
Yeah.
to get rid of him immediately.
Although I'm very curious to see Tyrod Taylor and Jordan Travis fight it out for the two spot on the team.
I want Tyrod Taylor to get that because I feel like he has experience, and if they need somebody who has
Yeah.
experience to do that. But another perspective is if they want to give Jordan Travis, if Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, might happen. He's old. It's possible. I mean, saw what happened last year, but it's still stuck in my
You have
memory.
PTSD from that, James?
They have PTSD from every single time Tua fell and hit his head on the ground.
No. Isaiah Davis, running back, we don't really care. I bet you don't really care about these late
No,
round
I don't really care
picks.
about the late picks. I
All
mean,
right,
yeah.
well, they're decent. But we're really James and I really like this next part. We're gonna do something that we want to do. We're gonna draft. We're gonna draft our teams with picks. We got a full team except no kicker, no punter, no returner, no coach, obviously. And we're gonna start it. We're gonna do rock, paper, scissors, and let's go. All right,
Got it.
James
All
won.
right.
All right.
Caleb
He gets the first
Williams,
overall pick. All right. Wow, that's a reach. Okay.
quarterback, bro. Best quarterback in a very long
Nope.
time. One of the most highly touted quarterbacks from
All
Peyton
right.
Manning.
For the next pick, I'm gonna go Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver. I really like the pick. One of the best the best wide receiver in the class, in my opinion. And yeah, who you gonna go? Oh wait, no, I get my
Yeah,
next
yeah,
pick.
you get another
All right.
pick.
Well, I'm gonna steal him from you now because I know you're gonna go him here. Brock Bowers,
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I thought you were going to steal
tight
my
end.
special player.
I really like him. Best tight end in the class. Not even close. But yeah, your next pick.
Um, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna wait for that. I'm gonna go with Joe Alt and Malik Neighbors. That's what I'm gonna go with.
All right. So I'm gonna cross that. All right. So for my next pick, I'm gonna go. Um, hmm, I'm gonna go Rome Odunze, attack right back at him. I think there's a big space between him, Rome Odunze, and the next wide receiver. In my opinion, I think James could agree on that. And yeah, he's talented. But I'm gonna go for my next pick. I'm gonna go JC Latham. I really like him. One of the best, in my opinion. I really like him. Very talented. And yeah.
So you got JC Latham.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Why not? Let's go edge rusher. I'll take Dallas Turner.
All right. Not a bad pick. Very talented.
Um. See, that's a reach. Let's see. Who do we got? Who do I got on my board here? All right. This is gonna be considered a reach, but I want to get him off the board before you do because I think he's gonna be good. Keon Mitchell.
Yeah, I mean,
That
I,
can be a reach, but obviously in
honestly, it was a reach in my opinion. I have three running backs in front of him.
yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of Keon,
I
in
like
my
Keon.
opinion.
I like Keon's great.
Um, so wait, did you do your other pick? Oh, Dallas Turner and
Yeah,
Keon.
that
Oh
was
wait,
Turner.
no. Ah, I circled it. All right. Um, for my next pick, I got to attack back with the corner. I'm going Tyrion. Tyrion's very good. Like him. And then my next pick, I gotta go. I mean, oof. I'm gonna go Troy Fatnawa. Get more protection for my QB, which I'll tell you guys soon. I really like the pick. Seems really talented for the Steelers. James, you're on the clock now.
I'm glad you find that funny. No, I'm just kidding. No. Okay. Not sure what happened there. Okay.
Okay, go.
All right. All right.
Come on, you McNugget.
Where's my player?
Come on, you McNugget.
You're talking. Where's my player? Where's my player? All right.
I am
Talise Fuaga, he's still on the board.
Uh, yes, he is.
I'll take Talise Fuaga. Let's see. Position I haven't gone to yet. None of the other positions are good, but I'll go Xavier Worthy.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a reach, but I'm looking. I don't care about reaches. I want my players.
All right, for my next pick, I'm gonna go Jackson Powers Johnson, best center in the class, not even close. And then I'm gonna add on to it. I'm gonna go Cooper Bebe. I really like the pick. I think he should have gone first round over a ton of guys.
Bebe.
Bebe, how you doing, baby girl? Zane's Riz with Rachel.
Hashtag no one has L risen. What?
Bro. Okay, bro.
Uh, yeah, I'll go. I don't have to wait. I don't have to worry about that. Hold on. Let me take a second. Let me look over my options here.
Do 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 do
I'll
do
just take longer.
do do
I'll take
do.
Byron Murphy, my D tackle.
All right, that's a great pick. That means that I have one option left, so I'm not gonna go there.
Uh,
I'm gonna
let's
go there.
see.
All right, I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna go Louds.
Didn't
I'm
I already
going.
take one player?
No, you chose Worthy and
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, because look, I have Caleb Williams, then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I
Oh.
need
All
an eighth one.
right, hurry.
All right.
Jeez, you took so long. Wait, who'd you just pick? Byron
I'm
Murphy?
looking. Well, I
Why
need
do
to
I
look
see
at my options, bro.
1, 2, 3, 4?
Let's see here. Cooper DeJean.
Not a bad pick.
Where
Cooper.
is he on here?
All right, I'm gonna go Latu for my next pick. Really like him. Fits very well. And then I'm gonna go another edge here. I'm gonna go Jared Verse. I really like him. Me leaving you with one option.
All right. All right. I'm gonna take him before you do. This man is going to be special in the NFL. He was a late pick. I've seen his highlights. I've seen his stats. This guy's gonna be special. Trey Benson.
Oh
On-
yeah.
He's on the Cardinals. Wait until he starts. He is going to be
He's
a
not gonna be that
problem for
good.
defenses.
All
Trust me.
right, buddy.
No, I'm serious about that. I really have
All
high hopes
right,
for him.
and my
That's
next
my
pick,
one pick. I need another one.
my next pick. Oh wait, my next pick.
You're
I'm going.
relax, Nolan. I haven't taken my second pick yet. I need to take my second pick. Hold on. Let's see here. We go edge rusher here.
Well, you have no. Well, you only have one edge rusher left.
I do.
Yeah,
Who is he?
I don't know. It depends who's on your draft board. Because I drafted
Chop
Burst.
Robinson.
Yep.
Oh, that's a good pick. I'll take that.
All right.
Easy.
My next pick, I'm gonna go two corners here. I'm gonna go Kool-Aid and I'm gonna go Nate Wiggins. Steal them both from James, leaving him with someone else for the very end.
Who else is there?
I'm not sure.
Probably Lassiter.
But
Got a lot of honorable pick left.
yeah.
Um, let's see. I'll go. Did you already take Brian Thomas Jr.?
No, I have not.
I think Brian Thomas Jr.
All right, that's your wide receiver. Giving me with one guy.
You got my three wide receiver. Ah, good wide
All
receiver.
right, for my next pick, I'm gonna go various Mims. For my offensive tackle, I'm gonna go Edgar and Cooper, the best linebacker in the class. And yeah, I think he's talented. I like him.
See, Brandon Coleman.
All
Out
right.
for my guard.
Well, I'm just gonna get my quarterback off the board since none of us have the same positions left. I'm gonna go Jaden Daniels for my quarterback. I think he'll be the best QB in the class. He's very talented. I think he'll be very spectacular in his career. And my next pick, I'm just gonna go down to draft board now. I'm gonna go Jalen Wright for my running back. I think he's the second best running back in the draft class.
Behind Trey Benson.
Yeah, Trey
Yes.
Benson.
Yes. Thank
But I
you.
do feel like this draft class isn't the best draft class, so I don't think Trey Benson will still be as great as you're advertising.
Trust me. Just
Trust me,
wait.
bro.
Trust. Trust me. All right. I took Brandon Coleman. I'm gonna double up on my. Actually, no. I'm gonna take the best safety while it's still there. I'm
Oh
gonna
wait, I
take
forgot about safety.
Tyler Newman.
No, I forgot about safety.
Let's go. Oh, I should have taken both safety. I should have stolen them right from you.
All right, well now I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna go Ballard, or Javon Ballard and Cole Bishop. Steal the next two good
The
safeties.
next two. Okay, I'll take the top two safeties. Apparently, Caleb Bullock.
He's
How are
not a
those
top two.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. Javon Bullard's second best.
Yes.
Yes. And then it's
Oh, not this.
Bishop and then Bullock.
Let's wait. Let's wait until
Oh
you say.
yeah, like you totally know who they are. All right,
Okay, whatever, bro.
and then wait, did you go? Oh wait, no, you still have one more.
Yeah. Um. What do
I
I
totally
need?
forgot about safety there, guys.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Guard. Christian Hayes out of UConn.
I
I'm
already
a
have
big
my
UConn.
guards. Okay.
I'm a UConn fan. Well, everybody has
All
their
right, so I'm gonna go for
UConn.
my wide receiver. I'm gonna go Keon Coleman. Really like the pick, and I'm gonna go to Bondre Sweat to end my drafts.
You forgot about your linebacker.
I already went linebacker.
Oh, who'd you
Edgerrin
get?
Cooper.
Okay, never mind. Who's the next guy? Junior Colson. Junior Colson. That ends your draft.
Yep. Is it
I think
not?
we messed up because I have two more picks left. But whatever. I'll take Graham Barton and Jatavian Sanders. All right. I have Caleb Williams and I have Trey Benson. That's an ultimate duo.
Okay, buddy. But yeah, James is gonna put the draft uh picks on the screen, and I'll give my card to you, obviously.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you'll see the draft on the screen somewhere right around here
We'll
in
find
this
it. Yeah.
little area. But yeah, but that will be it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching episode one
Yo.
of Thick and
All
Thicker.
right, yo, tell us, is Caleb Williams a bust or not? Because I don't think
Yeah,
he
that
is.
will be the question.
He thinks he is.
Comment down below in the comment
Yeah.
sections, and please subscribe, turn on notifications, like this video, and share it with your friends. Um, thank you guys for watching this, and James and Nolan are out. Peace.
Bye.